Dear students, welcome back. Today we'll discuss a very important concept, that is magnetic induction. So before going to this magnetic induction, in electric charges and field, we have studied that charging by induction. So what is that charging by induction? It means to produce the charge in a uncharged body without touching the charging body. So that is gives the charging by induction. So similarly here we can study the magnetic induction. So that magnetic induction is produced in an electromotive force across that electrical conductor in changing the magnetic field without touching the that magnetized material. So that is gives the magnetic induction. So here now we are studying that electromotive force in a electrical conductor, how it is producing with the changing of magnetic field. So up to here we have studied that if the current carrying conductor is experiences a magnetic field, it means we have studied that by Saut's law, the current carrying conductor that experiences a magnetic field surrounded by it. So it means here the current is changing, but the magnetic field is produced due to that current. Now what we'll do here, we'll place that coil constant and we are changing the that magnetic field. So by changing the magnetic field we'll get a induced EMF. So how much induced EMF we are going to get, that we are calculating by the help of these methods. So this process is called as magnetic induction. So now if we are going to see the definition and who is developed the data theories of magnetic induction, we'll see everything in this lecture. Electromagnetic or magnetic induction is the production of the electromotive force, that is nothing but the production of the EMF across the that electrical conductor. So this is the electrical conductor. I am going to keep a one battery here which is detect the that voltage, or we can keep a one galvanometer here. Can we get the deflection? It means it gives the that small current which is generated by the that coil, and we'll take here one magnet. So this magnet is going to be changing their magnetic field. It means where this magnet is having the motion, it is called as motional EMF. So here if we are taking side of this conductor, then the deflection we are going to get in the galvanometer. So we can come to know while changing the magnetic field, then we'll get the electric current through the dead conductor, and we can analyze that is having the current when the magnetic field is changed. So this is discovered by the Michael Faraday, and in the year of 1831, and James Clerk Maxwell gives the mathematical description of that Faraday's law of induction. And here the magnetic induction was discovered by the Michael Faraday in the year of 1831. Later Maxwell described that mathematical expression, and it came to know that is a Faraday's law of induction. So we'll study this Faraday's law of induction in the next classes. And Faraday had performed 3 experiments to understand the electromagnetic induction. Then Faraday's law become a crucial understand the induction which now has several practical applications like generators. We know that the generators, transformers, so all these things will study by the Faraday's laws. So all these things we'll see in next classes. Here only the thing we are going to study, what is the magnetic induction. So we'll see that law of magnetic induction. Here the magnetic induction is also called as electromagnetic induction, and it refers to produce the voltage or EMF across the electrical conductor placed inside a varying magnetic field. Placed inside a varying magnetic field. According to the Faraday's law, the for a closed circuit, the induced electromotive force is equals to the rate of change of magnetic flux enclosed by the circuit. So which is I have shown here the diagram. See here, this is the one of the coil, and this coil is connected with the galvanometer. We'll take here galvanometer, and otherwise you may take any voltmeter here, and this magnet having the S and south pole and north pole. And what we are doing, we are taking this magnet into this coil and taking out from this coil. So while having the motion of this magnet, it generates the electrical current through the dead conductor, which is shown in this voltmeter. So that is gives the magnetic induction. Here we are not touching this magnet into the dead coil, and then this magnetic field, the motion of that magnetic field, it generates the electrical current through the dead conductor. So that is nothing but the magnetic inductions. So about this magnetic inductions, and then about that electromagnetic inductions and Faraday's laws. What are the Faraday's laws? By using that Faraday's laws, so the expression will study, and then self inductance will study, and mutual inductance will study in next further classes. So this is a briefly introduction about this magnetic induction. Now already we have discussed some relative things, that is permeability and susceptibility. So let us now will see the definition of that permeability and briefly introduction of that permeability and susceptibility here. So let us see now magnetic susceptibility. So what is that, the magnetic susceptibility? Here possibility to get something into that magnetic field. So let us here will take a small example. This is the coil I am taking, which is generates the magnetic field. So it is called as a magnetizing field. It creates the magnetizing field here, and will place one of the non-magnetized material into that magnetized field. So then it creates the net magnetization. So therefore, this complete procedure gives the magnetization. And here what we are going to study, in this material per unit volume, how much magnetization is going to be created. So that is gives the magnetization. That magnetization is nothing but the magnetic dipole moment divided by a value. So this is gives the magnetization. But what will happen here? So every material has a different susceptibility. Susceptibility here. So it means if you are taking the iron, it has a different susceptibility, and if you are taking the copper, and it has a different susceptibility, and if you are taking any other materials, wood, otherwise glass, So any other materials you are taking, for every material, every different material has a different susceptibility. For example, here I will put here one magnetic material. So this is the material, normal material, which is I am going to place into the data coil, and this coil, this material is magnetizing. So this material is magnetizing 100 magnetizing field, 100 magnetizing field per, or in volume, or in volume will take. So this material is producing the, or creating the that magnetization, that is 100. And other material I will take, any one other material I will take here, that is I will take here a other material, and this material is creating the 500 magnetizing or magnetizing field in a volume. Or otherwise I will take any other material which is going to be creates the 50 magnetization in a volume. So here every different materials are having the different susceptibility. Then what it says, we are taking the same coil and same current we are passing, but we are taking a different materials. So for that different materials, that whatever the here, this is nothing but the H. So this is the magnetizing field we are taking as a H. Already we have seen in a last periods, last lecturer, that is H is nothing but the magnetizing field, or it is nothing but the magnetic intensity. So and then this is produces due to the this field, this material is produces due to this field, that is nothing but the magnetization. So that is indicated with the M. And then a total magnetic field we have calculated, that is mu into bracket H plus B, sorry, H plus M. So here what it gives, why it is like this, because due to the these materials are says the that behavior of the that material, and that gives the magnetization for every different materials due to the that different characterized materials. Why we will see in a that permeability. And here we will say that this material has the more susceptibility of the material to magnetize, or magnetization, gives the magnetization or create the magnetization. So it creates the 500 magnetization in volume. It means if you place this material into that magnetic field, it produces the 500 magnetization in a volume. So that is gives the behavior of that material, and that behavior is indicated with the that susceptibility. So this susceptibility relation we can write, that is the ratio of a magnetization to the magnetic field, that is the magnetization to the magnetic field. So this is indicated with the psi. This is indicated with the psi. We'll call psi equals to the M divided by B. So here I have written the magnetic susceptibility. The magnetic susceptibility is the ratio of intensity of the magnetism induced in a substance. In a substance means which is I am taking the normal substance, to magnetizing force or intensity of the field which is generated by this coil. So magnetic susceptibility is reflects in a material's degree of sensitivity to the magnetic fields. Psi equals to M divided by B. So here the magnetic field intensity have two expressions, that is instead of B we can take H, otherwise you can take a B. It means the B is nothing but the magnetic intensity, and H is also, it is called as a magnetic intensity. B is gives the magnetic field, and then H is gives the intensity of that field. and this xi is doesn't have any dimensions, it is a dimensionless. And here where xi is the magnetic susceptibility of the material and m is the magnetization of the material or total magnetic moment per unit volume, and b is the magnetic field intensity which is applied magnetic field. So this is about the magnetic susceptibility. Now we'll see what is the permeability. By using the relation of that magnetic susceptibility, we'll study the that permeability. So what is the relation of susceptibility? The susceptibility relation is m divided by h. So that magnetization we can call m or susceptibility into h. Now here, due to the that coil and due to the that placing of the normal material, what the magnetic field is generates, that magnetic field is nothing but the total magnetic field. So the total magnetic field is equals to the mu naught h plus m. Mu naught h plus m. So here that m is nothing but magnetic field is equals to the total magnetic field is equals to the mu naught h plus xi into h. So here we can write b equals to the mu naught into h into bracket 1 plus xi. 1 plus xi. So therefore this is the one relation in a magnetic field. So we can divide this mu naught into three different ways. One is a mu naught, another one is a mu, another one is a mu r. So this mu naught is gives the that relation of that permeability in a free space. So this mu is gives the that permeability of a material, and this mu r is gives the relative permeability. So therefore here number of the relations, that is b equals to the mu into h, and we will use the b naught equals to mu naught into h, and we will use another one equation, that is mu naught h into bracket 1 plus xi. So using these three relations we can define the permeability. So let us see here magnetic permeability. So what is that magnetic permeability? We are taking a different materials. Those different materials we are placing into the magnetic field which is generated by any other external force. So and then what happen here? Which is we are taking the normal materials, and what ability of that normal materials is to formate the fast the that magnetic field lines whichever the that force is going to be produces. So that is depends on the every materials, every different materials. So that ability is called as a permeability. So that sentence only, that word only says that permeability, which is permit to ability, having the ability of the material to pass the magnetic field lines of the force through it, that is called as a permeability. So and here it is represented the that permeability by using mu. I hope you are getting this point. This is the one of the material, and I have placed this material into that magnetic field, and this material has that ability to pass those magnetic field lines through it, that is called as a permeability. And this is nothing but a magnetic field, that is also gives the b naught only. And more magnetic permeability, and if it has a more magnetic permeability, and this will gives the more easily passed the that magnetic fields through the that material. And now here we have two different parts here. One is mu and mu naught. Therefore that mu is nothing but the permeability of the material, and mu naught is nothing but the permeability of the free space. So this gives the one relation. That relation is called as relative magnetic permeability. So what is the relative magnetic permeability? So that is gives the ratio of magnetic permeability of the material to the magnetic permeability of the free space. So that is called as a relative magnetic permeability. And here one definition is there, that is the degree or extent to which the magnetic field can penetrate or permeate a material is called as relative magnetic permeability of the material, and it is represented by mu r. It is represented by mu r. Here only the definitions is required, the what is the susceptibility and what is the magnetic permeability and what it is meant, we should understand. That's why we have taken here the concept of the susceptibility and permeability. And now here this mu naught is indicated the permeability of a free space. The value of that mu naught is 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7 Weber per ampere per meter. And this mu r is also doesn't have any dimension and doesn't have any unit. So it is only the numerical value. So therefore here mu r is for air or a vacuum, that is a 1, and for any other materials it depends on the material. We'll get one example, that is soft iron, that is 8000 of the relative permeability. And this permeability is classified into two different ways. One is a non-magnetic substances, another one is a magnetic substances. So which is having the non-magnetic substances are that mu r is equals to the 1. It means that value is becomes 1, that r value is becomes mu r value is becomes 1. Those type of the materials is called as non-magnetic substances. And for example, air is there, cotton, glass, wood, plastic, mica, rubber. So these are the non-magnetic substances, and for these non-magnetic substances, if you place it into the magnetic field, then it gives the that passing of field lines into the that material is gives the very less. So therefore that relative permeability is 1. And another one type is there, classification is there, that is a magnetic substances. So that mu r is not equals to 1, that mu r is not equals to 1. So that is those type of the materials is called as magnetic substances. So this magnetic substances is also classified into three categories. One is diamagnetic, paramagnetic, ferromagnetic. So here the diamagnetic materials are having the relative permittivity is less than 1. And the example, if you are seeing antimony, bismuth, copper, quartz, water. So it means if you place these materials into that magnetic field, and that will give the magnetization in opposite direction. So therefore those type of the materials is called as diamagnetic materials. And next one is there, that is a paramagnetic material. The example, it means the mu r is greater than 1, it is a little bit more. So that is gives the aluminum, chromium, magnesium, lithium, platinum. etc. So here, if you placed these materials, you will get the pass of the magnetic field lines through the it, and it is also little bit more than 1. So that is gives the paramagnetic materials. And finally we'll see the paramagnetic materials, which is having the relative permittivity is more greater than 1, more greater than 1. Those type of the materials are called as paramagnetic materials. These paramagnetic materials are very easily pass the that magnetic field lines, allow to permit the that field lines very easily, and it gives the more number of the field lines into the that it gives the more magnetization field. So here the examples: soft iron, and you can take any other materials which is having the more magnetizing substances. So this is all about a permittivity, permeability. Now I will give us some assignment question. One is, what is the magnetic induction? And second one is, what is susceptibility? Third one is, what is permeability? Thank you.